Let's go ahead and go into the bone aspirate. Can you describe what that is and why, for like joints and things beyond soft tissue, you have more success with that?
Yeah, so the biggest issue comes basic. You kind of go back and go to basic science. The body heals itself by sending platelets to the area of injury through the bloodstream. All right. So as long as I've got an area of injury that once I put the platelets in can attract the stem cells, the other healing molecules, and set up a little healing niche or niche, then you're okay. But areas that have very poor blood flow, you can put the platelets in and they're going to help decrease some of the inflammation perhaps, but they aren't going to lead to any type of regeneration of tissue because there's no blood flow. You can put the platelets there till the cows come home, but they can't stimulate that attraction of everything else you need. So these are primarily intra-articular things, whether it's your knee or your shoulder, number one. The second thing is disc in your back, very avascular, or even some soft tissue injuries that have been there for a long time. Like let's say you've got a distal Achilles tendinosis and it's just looks awful. It's going to do better if you can put bone marrow concentrate there because it contains not just the platelets that you need for the fertilizer, but it also contains what I like to say, the seeds. So you're getting both there without having to rely upon the bloodstream. So platelet-rich plasma relies upon the bloodstream to attract everything else there. In those places that are avascular or don't have good blood flow, you have to put the platelets there and you have to put the stem cells there.
And so what is in the bone marrow aspirate? What is the magic that you're getting in there?
There's a plethora of things. So when we take peripheral bone marrow, it's just like when we take blood. We put it in an FDA-approved device to concentrate the bone marrow. So it's not just fresh harvested bone marrow, it's concentrated bone marrow. And we're looking for the layer that contains the platelets, the stem cells, and multiple other little molecules. One of which we found is key and probably more important than the stem cells is something called IRAP, I-R-A-P, which stands for interleukin receptor antagonist protein, which is this big word, but what it basically is when you have a joint that's suffering from chronic inflammation, there's a whole bunch of like cytokines and chemokines, all these little pissed off molecules. I like to talk them like Pac-Man. So there's all these little Pac-Men in there, and these little Pac-Men then attach to receptors on the cartilage, which cause more Pac-Men to get released, which eat more cartilage. So it's this kind of self-propelling or snowball going down the hill type reaction. That's why someone can have arthritis and it can get worse even though they're really not doing anything. So IRAP, which is in bone marrow concentrate, basically is a molecule that attaches to the receptor the Pac-Man attached to, and then the Pac-Man can't do anything. They just bounce off it. And so it sort of gets rid of that chronic inflammatory condition. So bone marrow concentrate is this just great combination of both, I like to say, seeds and fertilizer so that you can mitigate chronic inflammation and pain. So it's not, we all like to talk about it being the stem cell because, everyone talks about stem cells and they're a vital part of this, but they're just a part of it.